This is a story about hyena and hare. Once upon a time, in a land where the savanna stretched out like a golden blanket under the African sun, lived a hyena. This hyena was a fearsome creature, known for its powerful jaws and its insatiable hunger. He was the self-proclaimed king of the land, and all the other animals, from the mighty lion to the swift gazelle, trembled at his approach. As the nature of hyenas is to walk in packs, this one was proud of its mighty power and jaw. For this reason, it always walks alone and never wants to share its meal with anyone, due to its greed and pride. He was always able to manage to have enough to eat, unlike other hyenas who were often afraid of other animals, such as lions. But there was one creature who was not afraid of the hyena: a small, quick-witted hare. The hare was known for his cleverness and his ability to outsmart even the most cunning predators. He was a trickster, cheeky, tricky, sneaky, nasty, shifty, sly, a prankster, and a master of disguise. The hare lived on the edge of the savanna, where the tall grass met the shadow of the baobab trees. While other animals trembled at the sound of the hyena's laughter, dry and crackling like fire in the dry season, the hare simply twitched his long ears and smiled, planning on how he can get rid of this cunning animal or silence him, to make him stop his terror of bullying, stealing, killing, and his treacherous ways. Not knowing that even the hyena was planning to make him his dinner that day. He had watched the hyena for many moons, noting how he strutted with false confidence, bullying the weak and stealing kills from lions and leopards alike. The hyena thought himself feared and powerful, but the hare saw the truth. He was greedy, weak, impatient, and full of bluster. One day the hyena, feeling particularly hungry, decided to hunt down the hare. He cornered the hare near a deep, dark well. The hyena, his mouth watering at the thought of a tasty meal, sneered at the hare. "Nowhere to run, little one. You're mine. I'm going to make you my dinner." The hare, however, did not panic. Instead, he looked at the hyena with a calm, innocent expression and said, "Oh, great and powerful hyena, I am not afraid of you. I am not even afraid of the moon, which I have trapped in this well." The hyena, a bit confused, peered into the well. There, at the bottom of the murky water, he saw a bright, round object. It was the reflection of the moon, but the hyena, not being the sharpest tool in the shed, believed the hare's lie. "You've trapped the moon?" the hyena asked, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and disbelief. "How did you do this? You are even smarter than I thought." "You trapped the moon," hyena exclaimed, and full of surprise. "Yes," the hare replied, "and if you eat me, the moon will be angry and will plunge the world into eternal darkness, and even you will not know what will happen to you next. I overheard lion and leopard planning to kill you, and also other animals are planning to attack you. With this darkness it will be easy for them to attack you. But if you help me rescue the moon, you will be safe, and I will also reward you with a feast of a lifetime." The hyena was terrified for his life after this revelation. The hyena, being a glutton by nature, couldn't resist the promise of a feast. He agreed to help the hare. The hare then instructed the hyena to lower a bucket into the well and pull the moon out. The hyena, with all his might, pulled and pulled on the rope and at the same time salivated when he remembered the hare's word of the reward. But of course there was no moon in the well, only a bucket filled with water, and no one had a plan to attack or kill him. These were just escape routes for the hare. The hyena, drenched and exhausted, finally realized he had been tricked. He roared in anger, but by then the clever hare was long gone, hopping away into the savanna, laughing all the way and planning another trick to teach the hyena a lesson he will never forget in his entire life, and to stop the cunning ways of hyena's terror and bullying. On the same evening across the plains, the hare decided that we had had enough of hyena's pride, and it was time to teach the hyena a lesson. He gathered dry reeds, hollow gourds, and a few feathers from an old owl's nest. With nimble paws, he crafted a life-sized scare figure, a towering beast with glowing eyes and a voice like thunder. He called it Simbangu, the shadow lion. At midnight, when the hyena prowled near the watering hole, the hare set his plan in motion. Hidden behind a thicket, he shook the gourds to mimic growls, lit a small fire behind the scare figure to make its eyes flicker like embers, and whispered in a deep, rumbling voice, "Who dares drink from my water?" The hyena froze. His ears flattened. He had heard tales of the shadow lion, a spirit beast that guarded the sacred springs. His laughter died in his throat. This is my land," the hyena stammered, though his legs trembled. The hare, deepening his voice, replied, "You steal, you mock, you frighten the innocent. For this, you shall be banished." A gust of wind made the scare figure sway forward. The hyena yelped and bolted, racing across the plain without looking back. From that night on, the hyena avoided the watering hole. He jumped at shadows and snarled at the wind. And though he still laughed, it was a nervous, broken sound, nothing like the cruel cackle before. The animals whispered of the shadow lion, but only the hare knew the truth. He sat beneath his favorite acacia tree, nibbling a tender shoot, his eyes twinkling with quiet triumph. From that day on, the hyena learned a valuable lesson. Brute strength is no match for a quick mind and a cunning wit. And the hare continued to live his life, a testament to the fact that even the smallest creatures can outsmart the biggest bullies. For in a world ruled by tooth and claw, the sharpest weapon was not strength but wit.